Well, hello, welcome. Yeah, I think we have a lot of things to do today. We've kind of went over it. We hashed it out. One thing we found out is we have two fields that apparently Jason is already doing.
Mm-hmm.
He had
We're
no
milking them.
chill. Should I, since you're doing this in a line, are you hoping to bale some hay today? Because it
Oh, am
rhymes?
I doing that? Am I doing that?
Yeah, you're doing the cool straight lines. I can bail hail if you want.
Yeah.
I mean, it's up to
Probably
you.
put some.
It takes a
I
lot
think
of
maybe I
work.
do another. Maybe I do another row with this, and then switch to the more
Well,
saturated, and then.
the only thing I was thinking of is if we bale hay, is that we buy the hail poker, the hail poker, the hay
Yeah.
poker, to be able to pick up
Yeah.
the hay.
It's only like
$900.
$1,000, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And then we also have a lot of other stuff. One, I want to take some of this honey to the thing and see what it gets us. Maybe not right away, but maybe near the middle of the episode. And then over here, I want my chicky boys to be able to maybe see what the eggies give us. A little bit of
Mm-hmm.
eggs.
Because we've invested. Well, I invested pretty heavily in bees the last episode.
Yeah,
And I'm hoping, I mean, it doesn't pay big dividends, but you don't have to do anything, which is
yeah, but
so nice.
but don't ruin the spoiler on what they pay, because I know in your single player world, if you're a watcher of that, you kind of know the answer. You do. You just know the answer.
Well, to be fair, I don't even really know the answer because I had my crates had different levels of bottles that were full. So,
Mm-hmm.
but it pays, I mean, it pays decent well for not having to do anything. And I'm assuming the bees reproduce and you don't have to do anything ever, which is kind of like the magic infinite money glitch. So,
Are you a dick? Do you
my
just
dick,
do you just not like your own things? Like, are
kinda.
you like 4 years old
Yeah,
or
yeah.
because do you? Oh no, never mind. Never mind.
What?
Never mind. I'm being the dick. I thought you had my tractor, and then
Oh
I
no.
and then I realized that actually you're not in a cultivator, and my
No, I'm
tractor
in a
was,
combine.
I mean, a combine. My tractor was just someplace else. So you're
Where
not a
was it?
dick. Just right
Where
next
was
to
it?
right next to the other one.
All right, so I'm doing two rows of
Sounds good.
hay swap, and then I'm gonna switch back to
I'm gonna stop
my
hazing you. Is
thing.
what I'm gonna do.
My point was like, why? Like, what? I'm just harvesting. Like,
You're
how am
like,
I
how am
being a
I?
dick? What did I do? I'm so sorry. I don't know what I did.
Well, anyways, we found out what you did. Everybody, what? Like, why is?
Everybody knows.
I know what you did last summer.
Dude, I love how that's kind of like a cult classic now. Like
Is it
people
really?
that like. Mm-hmm. I've seen memes about it, like the younger generations posting about it. Like the what's up?
Okay, I don't know how this reminded me of this, but it actually completely reminded me of this. You, we, I think we, I think I only heard you on stream talking about it, but I didn't get the full, I didn't get to ask you the questions about it. But so
Mm-hmm.
I'll start out with a dream that I had when we used to room together in college.
Oh, yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
I had this dream that I like took a nap right before I had to go to work, and in this nap, I kept waking up within the nap, and every time I
Mm.
woke up, it would be me going to work. But weird stuff was happening. So, like, I would be driving, and I was just going to, like, the triangle place, like, right next to the hospital, like,
Mm-hmm.
on Park.
Yeah, the OP. The OP. Oh no, no, yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
like Meritor. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but I was every time I'd wake up, but then it kept getting crazier and crazier. And when I finally, well, I think finally, maybe not.
Maybe you've never woken up yet.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
that's possible. But I honestly thought that like I was confused what reality was. Like which one, what's real, and like were the other dreams real life, or was this dream like all real life? Because they all felt so real. And so,
Yeah, I've definitely had those dreams too.
well, I
Yeah,
mean,
where you're like,
you just had the dream, essentially.
that was yeah. I mean, that was a much different because I've had dreams before where like I knew that I was dreaming and I woke up
Yeah,
from a dream into another dream, which was a
I
little
didn't know I
weird.
was dreaming in my dreams though.
Oh, you didn't? Okay.
No, like I was very convinced each time I went to work and like just the aliens crawling around or the zombies crawling around the street in one of the versions of reality was just reality then. I didn't know what to
Interesting.
do. Yeah.
Okay. Because like I've had dreams where like I knew I was dreaming in my dream that I woke up from that dream that I knew I was dreaming that dream but still dreaming.
Mhm.
Um, which is it's a weird experience. But yeah, the other night was a really weird experience where I was caught for the people, I don't know, most people that were watching that. I had a dream 2 nights ago for it seemed like basically from like midnight through when I woke up, including like when I went to the bathroom, I drank water, I like tried to refresh and like stop dreaming this theme. And I was in a grocery store as a starting point. Hokie would walk in and like that was not always like the start of it, but like along the way at some point he would walk in and from there different things would happen, but always it was like a Groundhog Day movie. Have you ever seen that? I'm kind of
Mhm.
dating myself here.
Oh
It's
yeah,
an
no,
older
no, that.
movie, but like
I mean, even if you haven't seen it, watch it because it's one of those like classics.
yeah, it's definitely a classic. And like the premise is basically you wake up every morning and it's the same day and you don't
And it was on
in the
Groundhog's Day.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Bill Murray in the movie, he like realizes it and he just realizes he can just like do whatever he wants. But like that's not what happened in my dream. It was like different things would happen. And like there's always like one sketchy dude. Oki and I were like gonna drive him back to Wisconsin, but then he was like, "No, we're gonna go to Texas." I'm like, we're definitely not going to Texas, dude. Like, we gotta go north. And there was just like so much crazy stuff that happened, and then like your like my brain in the dream was like, "Don't go back to, like please. I hope the end of this doesn't happen with me going back to that same starting point," and it
Sure.
always would. It's probably my worst sequence of dreams in a long time. Nothing that bad happened. I think the worst thing that happened was let's see. Uh there was some drug use involved.
So, do you think though, like dreams mean anything, or they just our
I think they
brain
mean
doing stupid things?
I think they mean I think they don't mean what people on the internet like the dream like, oh, you dreamed of a lion, so that means you're in power. And to some extent, because like I have a lot of I've in my life had a lot of dreams about being in an airplane that crashes, and the dream symbolism for that is not feeling in control of your life, which I'm like, yeah,
Sure,
well,
but that's just because
which
planes you are out of control. But same with riding a bus, though.
I mean, but it's like no one is in control of their life because you're a player in a a larger dynamic. Everything in life happens at the same time for everyone. You're not in control of what happens around the world or the galaxy. So
Yeah, I mean it's true.
yeah, it seems like a lazy true, but so I mean, I think dreams are interesting for sure, but I don't think we could ever psychoanalyze like what they really mean, I guess. But I think there's some kind of cool thing about the Groundhog Day because I've never had a dream like that before.
Yeah, I mean, what's cool about it? I'd be terrified. I wouldn't like it.
No, I hated it. I woke up 4 or 5 times, like, dude, just stop dreaming in this dream. Like,
Oh,
think of
seriously?
something else. And I always ended up back there. And like the cool thing about it though is like I'm here, like so it was not fun, but it was just a moment of my mental activity, I guess. So
Yeah, I guess.
and it was cool. It was kind of like the deja vu question you had the other day. Like I kind of knew that I was gonna end up in that same freaking supermarket, and it was weird too because like it wasn't just that. It was there were these like cream puff pastries that were part of it too.
Cream puff pastries.
So every time that I would spawn into the dream, like I was near,
Cream puff
they were like, I don't
pastries.
know what you call them. They were like circular Danish pies kind of thing. Like
Sure.
like they were a puff pastry on the outside and like lemon filling on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
And every time I spawned into this dream, like they were right next to me.
The pastries were.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever get to try them?
Mm-hmm.
Were they
And the one
good?
time that I did, it went off into this weird that I think that was the one where I went off with my family to the Missouri
Oh.
tour, where it was definitely not Missouri, but it was like people who are not listening or not tuned into my dream are like, what the hell is he talking about? So each one of these adventures was crazy, but the one that was the most weird to me was when I had this puff pastry thing, and then dreams you kind of like blend together, and next thing I knew, I was like on this boat tour with my family, my sister, my dad, my mom, and we're like supposedly taking a a, a lake tour through like Missouri, Kansas area, and next like there's huge mountains, like gigantic mountains, and I
Does
like went with
does
my dad, and I'm like,
how big are the mountains in Kansas this time of year?
um, kind of flat. Um,
So this time of year they still don't have
they
have
don't pop
mountains
up.
yet.
Yeah, no, they don't pop up yet. No. So yeah, it was just like I had like a very clear memory of that dream of being like telling my dad, like, dude, we're not in Kansas, which
Toto, we're
that's
not
probably
in
inspired
Kansas
from,
anymore.
yeah, it's probably inspired from Wizard of Oz. Like we're like those are real mountains. Like that we're definitely not where you think we are.
Yeah,
Which I think
like
is like an interesting perspective about dreams. Like you don't like you're not actually where you think you are, kind of thing.
well, I mean, okay, did can like Wisconsin used to have mountain ranges.
Yeah, the Rib Mountain Granite Peak used to be like a proper
Yeah,
mountain range.
and they know that because like of the way,
Things
you know,
are. By the
the
way,
rocks the rocks that they find there.
looking at them, yeah,
So, I mean, like,
yeah. I don't know.
do
That
you think
was
Kansas maybe had some mountain ranges at one time and you just
no,
discovered them?
nope, nope.
Okay, that's fair.
Kansas is forever flat. Same with Oklahoma, Nebraska, Illinois for the most part.
So they don't have they don't have mountain ranges is what you're saying. So, I mean,
No, they've always been flat. Kind
but
of
what do you
like
think that says about your dream then? Like you feel bad for
I
the
would
Kansas people that you wish there was a mountain range there or
I would love to plug that dream into a psychoanalyzer and be like, the hell does this mean? I would just ask. I'll describe it to ChatGPT and be like, "What does this mean?"
and ChatGPT people will be like, "Well, humans don't exactly know what dreams mean at this point." Although
Also, you
I
don't
do.
actually exist.
Yeah. But I do.
Yeah. So if you want to know more, subscribe to the $200 a month Pro edition, and I'll let you know.
Yeah. I am also a capitalistic machine, so
Yeah.
as much
No,
as
they are for sure.
like as much as you think I don't care about money, I do. I do. I'm a machine and I care about money.
So do you remember your dreams? Like, do you dream pretty often, Hogan?
I feel like you dream way more than I do.
I dream pretty hard. Yeah.
Yeah. I dream like last night I did actually have a dream, which is actually pretty unusual for me. But like every time I have a dream, it's never good. It's always
Mm.
horrible. Like last night, I don't know, something was going on, but all I know is that what woke me up is that I was stabbed in the stomach with a scissors.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Like, was it open or was it closed? Like they.
It was closed. They were nice. They
Okay,
closed it
that
before
was
they.
nice. Good. 'Cause otherwise, it like juts up both ways. Like that'd be not fun.
Right. So like
I've thought about this before. Like how I'd prefer to be stabbed with scissors.
well, I mean, if you know, I think we talked about small town murder also, but they talk about always like, you know, like people get stabbed with what's it called uh butter knives all the time, and they're like, yeah, no, thank you.
No. Yeah,
Like,
but give me a sharp knife. Let it
yeah,
go in there easy.
yeah, like I would much rather have the quick insert, you know, in and out
Dude,
than the butter knife that is not gonna be comfortable.
not to interrupt your dream story, but Instagram Reels brought me this comedy sketch where this dude was doing crowd work and he was talking to somebody from Baltimore that got stabbed like 12 times with blunt objects like screwdrivers, like non-stabbing
Do you think a
things
spoon would hurt?
at the right speed. I mean, yeah. If I punched you with a spoon, even if it didn't pierce the skin, that's gonna hurt like hell.
I guess so. I wouldn't like it either, to be fair.
Like that's on my like definitely don't let that happen to myself kind of level. Like even if it doesn't puncture your skin, that's gonna hurt really deeply because it's gonna like stretch your skin in and like probably might pop an organ or something. I don't know.
You probably would, yeah. No, like that's a
All right.
fact. You 100% would.
Did
But
you I'm sorry, real quick. Did you buy the baling thing, the attachment thinger?
yeah, I'm already doing it if you want to try a
Nice.
couple.
No, I was just making sure because like I've spent more money than you and
Oh, no, 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 no. This is we
nice.
have to
Is it working out
discuss.
pretty well?
Yeah, it's kind of fun. We have to discuss all purchases with our co-farm owners before we make purchases. It's just a fact of being a co-farmer.
You just want to make sure everyone's on board, you know? Like we're not a co-op, but you know, we're in this together.
We are. Those who farm together stay together.
Those who slay together stay together.
Yeah, but we're farming.
Yeah, we're slaying though. Not bodies, but vegetables.
Wheat. Um,
Oh, it is wheat. God damn. Yeah, we need to get a canola.
yeah, we need some canola. Up
We
in
need some
here,
canola
up in
money.
here. No, but when I was a kid, I used to have this same reoccurring dream,
Oh,
and
really?
it was really messed up. So I would, and I'm sure it's a control. Maybe it's like, you know, kids always like worry about like not having someone to take care of them, and maybe it was that. I don't know. But I honestly don't know. So I always had two of them, but I'm gonna tell you my favorite one, and then if you want to hear the other one, you totally
My
can.
favorite.
But my
Definitely do.
favorite horrible one was I was a police detective.
My favorite horrible one.
Yeah, my favorite horrible dream.
The one I hated the most, but I love to love, love to hate
Well,
it.
I learned to love it because it was every night for like a year. Um,
Oh, damn.
yeah, yeah, it was like a really long reoccurring dream that I just had for a very long time. So, I was a police detective, and I was working on a serial killer. Like, I was working on a serial killer case. The guy had killed over 25 victims that we knew of at the time, and my partner,
How old were you when you were
mm,
dreaming this?
13 maybe.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. um. So yeah. So we we're working the case.
Me and my boys,
Me and my
Bob and
boys. I
Tom.
actually had a female assistant, which plays into
Mm,
it because she gets killed at some
she hot.
point. I
She's
don't know.
probably
I
hot.
don't know. I was 13, so yes, guaranteed.
Yeah. hmm
um, but but she gets killed during the
Why is this
investigation by
not
this.
harvesting? Hold on. Okay, I'm sorry. This isn't. Is my Oh my god, I've been doing nothing.
Oh, that's annoying.
But it's down and it's harvesting. Why is it not doing anything?
But that I cannot help you with. That's between you and Jesus.
Okay, okay. So my harvester's down.
Yeah, but is it on?
It's on, and I have less than 100% in the combo. Oh, it's this is a different crop over there. I bet.
No, they're the same.
And I don't know, man. It's not doing anything. I'm gonna
Uh,
go dump this. Let's see. I don't know.
didn't we do
I thought
hay? Unless you did
I thought
something
so.
different.
I have no idea.
Doesn't it say on the map?
Should bulge my way through here.
Crop types. It is. You planted oats in that field for some ungodly reason.
Oh, well, that'll do it.
Yeah, we'll do her. Mm-hmm.
Glad I was just doing a practice run. Anyway,
Yeah,
continue
yeah.
with your dream. I'm sorry for interrupting. I was just
Oh, no
very
worries. So,
confused.
so the my partner dies eventually, but that's not the point. So, anyways, I start getting close to this serial killer, and at one point, I knock on his door, and he opens the door. I'm talking to him, and he's like, trying to be like, if he's not guilty, he's acting all innocent. I'm not buying it because I'm a seasoned cop at this time. Probably drink a liter
Mm.
of vodka a week just to get by, dealing with the crap that like that he's seen throughout his life.
Oh yeah, easily, yeah.
And so he opens his door, and I see all these dead bodies inside this house. Okay, I see these lots of them. Like all of his victims are inside his house. I don't know why he's keeping all of his victims. Some Dahmer stuff, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
whatever. Keeping them all, probably making lampshades out of them. I don't know. He I'm like, okay, well, nothing to see here. Thanks for talking to me. Obviously, we got, I'm not worried about you anymore, even though I saw these dead bodies, but I needed to get out of there in order to call
Mm-hmm.
for
Before you
backup.
became one of them, yeah.
Yeah. So I call for backup. And we go we go to the house, we break down the door, we get everything ready to, whatever. We go into this house. The bodies aren't dead. There's no bodies.
What?
There's no bodies in the whole house. They're all mannequins. And so all the other cops are
Weird.
like calling me an idiot, like I don't understand. Like, I'm like, I saw dead
Mm.
bodies. Like I know what I saw. And so all the other cops start hating me, and they're like laughing at me, making fun of me. And they all walk out. And so what he does is, like, when they all walk out, I stay in there for whatever reason, with a crazy
Mm.
psychopath that I think it is. Of course I do. Why would I?
Yeah,
Why
of
would I?
course. Yeah, just
Why,
like when you just want to talk now, like
yeah, yeah, just
like
just chat, make sure.
what are you doing this weekend?
And he's
How's the
like, by the
family?
way, your co-police are idiots. And he rips off one of the arms, and it's a real human arm. He just made them look like mannequins. So now I'm in this room with a serial killer in all the mannequins,
Oh
and
my God.
and I wake up.
Wow.
And that happened
And
for
you'd have that like every night for a while?
for years, like a year probably.
Damn. Damn, dude.
Yeah, like the
It's
the
intense.
mannequin art always blew my mind. Like in the dream, it was like if I was watching the dream for the first time every time. Because every time I'd be like, "Oh my God, they're mannequins! Like, how did I not know they were mannequins?" It's like the
Yeah, and
world
you're like,
was,
oh.
it's like the world was like, "You're so stupid. Like, we're trying to teach you something, and you won't just listen that they're mannequins, bro. Like, you should
Damn.
know."
It's a pretty like deep, not deep per se, but like like interesting dream to have at 13 years old to like be like things are not always as they seem kind of thing, like be like people may tell you you're an idiot, but you're like, but actually I know what I saw. And then
Right.
you're like, no, I was right.
Yeah. Exactly. That's the thing,
Well,
right? Like it's kind of like that. Like I knew what I believed, and you don't have to believe me, and that's what it is. But like
the
I also don't think the meat dream means very much, other than my brain. It's like you said, it's probably like one of those things where like I was probably worried about someone not believing me about something, and that was my brain just trying to work it out.
hmm Oh, I mean, I had two recurring dreams when I was a young chap. One of them I hate. Well, actually, both of them I hate. I really don't like both of them. But the
So
one I
once again, are
had,
you gonna pick the Are you gonna pick the most fun worst one, just like I did?
I'm gonna tell both of them.
Oh, nice. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So when I was in elementary school, I was not popular. I was chubby. I was
You were
smart.
chubby.
I was not cool.
I didn't know you.
I shopped in the husky section.
Is that your dad talking,
And
or is that actually what
no, that's
happened?
like real. That's like real talk. Like
I just didn't know there
I
was a husky
graduated.
section. So
There was, at least back in our times, like there was a section for people that were fat,
sure, that sounds healthy for a young
husky.
child.
Yeah, that's where I shopped, and we weren't well off at the time, and like so I was just like outcast, and I just wanted to be popular, and I would have this dream, and this is like first, second grade, where I was cool, and
First,
I was
second grade.
like first or second grade, like that. I was that old, but I was like a little bit older in my dream,
Mm-hmm.
and it was at like a nightclub, like on a big, like tall platform that I was dancing. I was like the coolest dude in the club.
And how did you know what
Because
a club
first,
was for
I
once?
don't know, bro. I don't know.
Well, I'm
But
proud of you for
what
knowing.
what the dream was though was that I would fall off. I would jump thinking that someone was gonna catch me, and I wouldn't, and my vertebrae would splatter on the floor.
Dude, okay, well, this explains a lot about you.
Yeah, well, I don't like heights. The other one was at my grandparents, which is like even more, it was like so much more of a realistic dream. So my grandparents' farmhouse, the original farmhouse was built in a very long time ago. And the upstairs always kind of creepy. There's an attic up there.
Sure.
But like where when me and my sister were very young, we'd sleep in this like these twin beds, in the like kind of guest bedroom up there. And the dream I would have was that there was a very like the most luminescent light you've ever seen coming from downstairs.
So
And I
Jesus,
would go
man.
down like cautiously, like looking, what the hell is that? No, like a non like good intention kind of like, something bad is going on. And
Mm-hmm.
so I go down, and I would be thrown up the staircase by the light, and like my dream would end. That was probably my most recurring dream.
But I mean, well, what do you think the light was?
It's a good question. I don't know.
Because obviously
Never really thought
it
about it.
moved you. Do you ever think you were
Yeah, no, it did
abducted
in my
when you were
dream.
little?
There's like a 0.01% chance I'm actually an alien. No.
It's not zero. Toddler will never.
There's no, there's a chit. It's not likely to be killed by ducks, but
It's not zero.
more than 0% chance.
Yep.
No, I don't know. I have a weird dream. My weird dreams. Well, obviously the one where I killed Hitler was that's got to be my favorite dream of all
Oh,
time.
you inglorious
Um,
bastard, Hitler.
Even better. Um, so Christina and I were like in the very like the midst of like the Black Forest, like very German looking forest, whatever that means, and
Well, I mean, I think it means the Black Forest because that's about the only forest I think
it was,
Americans
yeah,
think of when it
it's
comes to
basically
German.
like in it was very Inglorious Bastards looking, like in a valley, like a short valley,
Sure.
and we got invaded by the SS, and we were being held captive on a train that was stopped,
How old were you?
and Hitler walked in. When this happened, I was 24, 25 maybe,
Okay, so at least adult.
and yeah, I was an adult. My brain was still, as they say, forming, but yeah, no, I So Christina got kidnapped by the SS, and we were being held on this train. And then, like, next thing I knew, Hitler walked in down the train, and we were like surrounded by SS, and there was a glass bottle on the floor. And I fucking killed Hitler with that glass bottle. It was so cool. Like, I got to kill Hitler in my dreams. Like, video games are cool, but like, I killed Hitler in my dream, which is lifetime accomplishment kind of thing. Like, I'm never gonna be cooler than killing Hitler in my dream.
Right.
The other one was when we were in college and living together. I rode a mattress crowd surfing down Bascom Hill.
Oh, that's pretty cool. That would actually be really
It was
cool.
sick. That was really sick.
I will tell you my favorite dream of yours, and you probably remember this, but
Spiders.
so chat doesn't know this, but Jason is very afraid of spiders, and
Even just the word gives me a little tingle in the spine. I don't like them.
he
I think
was an
they're demons.
overachiever back in the day, and and he tried very hard in school. He probably would still try hard in school if he was in school right now.
I
But
am a try hard. Yeah.
yeah, he was a very like he wanted 4.0. I think you got a 4.0 couple semesters. And
I
it's not
did.
like we went to an it's not like you went to an easy school. So,
Um,
um and your program was actually pretty hard. I don't think it was an easy program. Um
the undergrad was hard. The masters was easy to get an A, but yeah, the undergrad was where I had
yeah. So,
the to
hip
be mentioned dreams.
yeah. So hypnotic dreams are something Jason had quite frequently where he would wake up and do things like start throwing fists to the air because the stuff he was dreaming about was still around. But one of my favorite ones was, and I hope he remembers this because this was honestly one of my favorite. He started yelling in his room about spiders, and so I went in and flipped on the lights, and he started screaming about the spiders. So he went into the kitchen and grabbed a knife and started like threatening to stab the spiders. But then he realized he was dreaming and was like, "Oh, good, they're not real. Put it down," and went back to bed. It was one of my favorite dreams that you had.
Oh, good, they're not real. Okay.
Yeah, you were just like so relieved. You're like, not like it didn't matter to you that like you just were trying to stab fake spiders. None of that mattered. The only part that you cared about was that you were like, "Oh, good, the spiders are gone. That's great. I'll go back to bed now."
Time to sleepy sleep. Yeah, very nice.
I'm like, what the fork just happened, man?
No, you don't understand like how crazy those dreams were. Like, I would literally wake up
There'd be spiders
and
on your wall.
all over the wall. And
Oh
not just
yeah.
like little spiders, like big spiders all over my wall. And I hate spiders. Like, it was terrible. And like it felt so real because like my eyes were open
Mm-hmm.
and looking at my surroundings, and I
Mm-hmm.
saw spiders.
But what was so
And
scary about it was you could actually move and do stuff.
yeah, thank God you weren't a spider. I was like,
Yeah, I mean,
watch out.
we could have
Not
been a
like
small
Vegeta
town
or,
murder.
yeah. Yeah. Why'd you do it? Well, I thought he was a spider.
And they'd be like, "Dude, this
That's what I
guy's
said.
whacked." And you'd be like, "No, dude,
Yeah,
it's just a
okay,
dream.
okay, sir. Just stress, bro.
Just stress." Didn't
Better than
what?
my dad told me, like, it was not long after college where oh, I'm full. Come on. Where the international student that ran naked, like stripped naked
Oh
and
yeah, yeah,
ran down
yeah.
the
Uh huh.
street. And I was like, when I heard that, I was like, haha, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And then I'd have those spider dreams, and I'm like, okay, I kind of get it. Like, you can't control your brain,
Yeah,
guys.
you're like, I get how this might happen.
Yeah, I don't know. You're stressed. You're putting too much pressure on yourself.
Yeah, actually, just before you said that, I had thought about that person. Like, I just thought
Oh,
that
really?
you had told me, like, literally the same thought popped into my head that I was like, oh my god, yeah, I hadn't thought about that person in a long time.
But like, I'm still functioning. I'm a highly functioning, spider dreaming, stress-ridden individual.
I mean, at
So,
least that person just snapped. My sister will stress eat in her sleep, where
really?
she will get up, go to the cabinet, eat a whole bag of Doritos while she's sleeping when she's stressed,
That's so
and
bad because like you want to enjoy it. Like if you're gonna
I know eat the
eat
calories, you just want to
shitty,
be
like you want
there.
to feel it, you know?
Yeah, and she won't
That's too
remember
bad.
eating them. Mm-mm.
Maybe that's why I'm gaining weight because I'm waking up in the middle of the night.
Sure, if that's what you want to
Oh,
say.
no, it's actually because I got a pork butt on the smoker, and because it's winter time, I can wrap myself up in sweaters, and I don't have to care about it.
Did you ever see that Family Guy episode where um, it's like the two Russian people in coats, and they're like, you never know what you get in Russia in the middle of
Oh
winter
yeah.
until they take off their coats, and the girl takes it
Mhm.
off, and she's incredibly skinny, and he takes it off, and he's like, all right, and he's just this big, like bellied dude.
Yeah.
Um, so my second dream uh,
Hmm.
was not killing Hitler, so I'm not a hero. I
I am.
unfortunately,
It's fine. Not everyone can be heroes. It's fine.
but I think this is the one more where I think like kids just want to have like control, and this was like me just like playing out the loss of control in my dream. I don't know, maybe
Hmm.
not, maybe it's something else. Who knows? Dream experts can weigh in and tell me what messed up stuff this means, but I would always be running. It started out like, and this was recurring too, so I had this one multiple times, but I was always running, and then I would stumble upon this hole. Like, it was like a sinkhole, but it was like supposed to be infinitely deep, essentially, in my
Mm.
mind. But it wasn't infinitely deep, as you'll find out. But so I would go to this hole, and even though it was infinitely deep, even though it
I
was an
know the meaning.
infinitely
Know the
deep
meaning
hole,
of this one.
yeah.
I
um,
go to the hole.
even though it was an infinitely deep hole, um,
Hmm.
this person would be yelling in it. It was a female voice. Would always be yelling for me to help her out. So I would have to
Mm.
jump into the hole to go get her. But what I didn't realize was at the bottom of the hole, there is a whole village that has never seen outside people before. Because no one ever had the guts to jump into the hole except
Mm.
for me. So
Interesting.
I went down there and they're like, no, there's no way out. No way out. No way out. So I would have to, like, so I spent, like, a year, whatever that is in dream time, 2 seconds, a year, what felt like a year, down there, living with these people, not with my family. And the whole time, I'm always like, I need to get out. Like, I need to get home. People are going to be worried about me. Like, we need to figure this out. Something has to happen. And
Hmm.
so eventually, I would collect enough fiber, I guess, to make a rope that would that was large enough for me to get out of there, and I would like tie it. I would somehow get it out. I don't know, a bird or something. Get it out of the place and up to the top, and then I would get out like scot free.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Where the fuck is our planner? Sorry, where the cuss is our planner? Um, that's our Baylor. Stop it.
Yeah.
So, what do you think the meaning of that dream was?
I think that's just like like, oh, I hate my family, so I'll run away, but then you realize in the end you don't want to be.
Are you planting right now or are you
I'm
cultivating?
cultivating. At least I hope I'm cultivating, because that's what I meant to be doing.
No, yeah, you are. Wait, is this planner then?
Because you could probably go behind me and
Oh yeah, no,
plant
it is. Yeah.
like, like you do.
Oh, there it is.
So like I think like a lot of people think like recurring dreams mean you have an unresolved like issue too. and like
Mm-hmm.
it's a fear or anxiety that you're just kind of trying to overcome. And it's like, your brain is just making you address that. But
Think about things.
yeah, like what do you think? Like, what do you think nightmares mean?
It's like largely, I think it's probably just stress and general things you think about during the day and the conscious or subconscious that you have to deal with. I don't know. Like I don't think there's.
A lot of meaning.
I mean, I think there's meaning to it, but like I separate dream, like dreams let your brain, which is already capable of producing a lot of weird thoughts and things, and like your, at least from my perspective of things, like you don't, your consciousness is receiving those thoughts and you choose what to do with them,
Mm-hmm.
and you're not like you're not dealing with um some things either conscious or subconsciously that your brain is like, well, I was trying to like think about this today and you didn't want to, and so I'm just gonna think about this now while you're dreaming.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I think that makes sense. So, we talked about deja vu last time, but like
Hmm.
to bring it back, like have you ever had a dream that came true?
Yeah, many times.
Like what things
Yeah, that's the
came
weirdest
true, I
thing.
guess.
And that's the thing. It's always mundane things. It was never. One of them was actually with you. I forget what the circumstance was, but like we were. It was just some like dumb conversation. We were in a particular place, and like the scenery was the same, and like the conversation was the same. Where like I knew what was going to happen next
Mm-hmm.
before it happened, and
Oh,
I'd like that's the thing. Like I've not had deja vu in quite a long time.
right.
So it's not fresh in my mind exactly what the circumstances were, but it was like
I'm I'm
such a weird
I'm
experience
gonna be
to
honest
have.
with how we were in college. It wasn't very hard to predict what was going to happen.
But it wasn't like
No, no, I
it
know it
wasn't something
wasn't.
like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was just like, oh, it feels like he's gonna do or say this next, or this was gonna happen next, and then it did, and I was like, oh, okay, well, that's weird. I knew that was gonna happen.
And that came from a dream, though, not from like just having the feeling of deja vu. It was like, oh no, I saw this
Well,
play out in my sleep, or
they're similar. But like the one, like I've had both experiences where like I felt like some were from like I knew from a dream like what was gonna happen next, and like deja vu is like knowing you've been here before, but not exactly knowing what was gonna happen next, but kind of having a feeling about it.
yeah, I
But
guess
like
you're
the
right.
dream,
Deja vu necessarily isn't predicting the future.
yeah,
I guess not. Yeah.
yeah, deja vu feeling was more like I feel like I've been here before and kind of can tell, like, I feel like I would know what's gonna happen next. And like the dream ones were like, oh no, I've been here before. I bet he says this or this happens next. And I did. And they're just like, that's weird, but these are non-monumental times. And okay, move on with the day. It was, kind of like not actually what happened, but like, oh, I'm order a Big Mac. And you're like, oh, okay, well,
Yeah.
that's what you did in my dream too. So kind of knew that was gonna happen.
So it wasn't something
It wasn't that.
wasn't something unreasonable. It was just weird because like the day before you dreamt about it and then it turned into reality. So do you ever think
Well,
though that
yeah.
like your dream, like okay, so let's say it is the Burger King thing and you order this Big Mac. Do you ever think it's your dream that like encourages you like the next day to be like, "Hey, Hokey, let's go get some Burger King." And so then when I go there and I get it, you're like, whoa, this is weird because this all happened in my dream, but it was because you dreamt about it like the night before that you like turn dreams to reality, like Decca 2005, or
Good reference.
yeah.
No, because they were never. It was never the night before. It was because I've unfortunately have a good memory, and it was never. It was never something I dreamed of recently. It was
Gotcha.
always like, well,
No, no, I was gonna
you
let
go,
you go.
you go, no,
Yeah,
you go, you
I'm
got
just
because you have to finish before I
yeah,
do.
I was just gonna make this line a little bit better for you. Um,
But yeah, no, it was never like something that happened the night before. It was like, oh, I remember this dream because like I remember a good amount of my dreams, and like I was like I know I've been here before, which I don't know.
yeah, because again, if it was like me ordering a fishbowl at Wando's, that shouldn't be that crazy of a premonition. But it was something a little bit maybe more mundane that you just like. We haven't ever been to
No,
Wendy's before together, but somehow we're here at Wendy's and it's
no,
happening.
like in like the ordering example, it was just like more like oh no, you play it. Oh, careful with my planted
No,
rose because you can.
I can see your planted rose.
Okay,
I may have hit it on the other one, but if I did, it was because I didn't have a choice. I had to murder
it's
some
all good.
seeds. Some of your seed
But it was
needed to
more like it
die.
was just more like the kind of like the set and setting of the
Boom.
conversation and being like, oh, weird, that's weird. I feel like I've been here before. And then the nature of the conversation would be as I expected, like maybe not wasn't like exact words kind of thing, but
Sure.
like what I would expect, like this is what we talked about, or like this is what happens next. And like I'll still get those feelings. But recently, as of like the last 5 years, I get those feelings and those things don't happen. So it actually just might be like a premonition of highly functioning anxiety. I don't know.
Well,
Um,
so like, we kind of, what was this? Okay, so we we kind of talked about this, but let's say not never on this. I think we talked about it like the other day when we were out or something. But let's say time doesn't happen, right? Let's say time isn't real.
mhm.
It's not it's just a construct, right? It's something false and actually we're not moving through time. Let's pretend that for a second. And let's say as we get older, instead of us just perceiving time as moving faster, let's say time is truly moving or I guess time would have to be real for this to work. But let's say that let's say that as we get older, right? We feel that time goes faster, right? But let's say because everything's spreading at a faster rate, right, in the universe, like that's pretty like that's pretty factual that
Mhm.
that everything moves at a different rate. So like when you when you approach the speed of light, right, time changes. So as we're going faster, time is going to change and um time oh shoot time's going to change. So let's say for us, right, we were born whenever, and let's say
Mhm.
that time was
In
moving.
the second millennium.
Yeah, yeah, in the late 1900s.
Oh,
But
dang.
but so time is moving at a specific speed when we were born, right? But let's
Mm,
say that like locks in or something weird in our brain. That's our time constant, right? And we cannot adapt to the faster times that will happen as we keep going faster because everything keeps moving faster and faster through the universe. So let's say we
mhm.
can't adapt to that. So let's say now you have a kid and the kid now is born at this timestamp. Let's say it's in the late, you know, the better half of the 20th century that we've currently been in, because I'm trying to make it sound like we've been alive for a really long time.
We
Um,
have been.
well, that's true compared to like a fruit fly. Um, but compared to the universe, we haven't been alive at all.
Yeah,
So
no, just a dot in the universe.
literally a second. Um, so let's say that, right? Like let's say that they now have this new time constant. So then
Hmm.
they're perceiving something different than we are because like our brain just can't adjust to the new time constant that there is. Like I can't remember what's brought us here, but I always think that's crazy that like Millie might actually see the world happening at a different pace than I do because like she was born at a different time.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, that's. I mean, I feel like that's possible.
And that's why
Like
like
you come in, your brain syncs up at a certain rate,
yeah.
and
And like so like
can't move on beyond that.
that's why it always seems like older people can't keep up with modern things, but really it's because it's like really their time, I'm just calling it a time constant. Their time constant is so different than ours that it can't progress. But I think the context we were talking about it is why people in their 30s um this is I remember now why we were talking like how we were talking about this, but why like people in their 30s nowadays look so much younger than people in their 30s back then.
Oh yeah.
It's because
Hmm.
time is actually different because we're moving faster through the universe. So our 30 is actually a completely different
Slower
30.
than,
Yeah.
yeah. That's why we look so much better than
Yeah.
30-year-olds from the 80s.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all hella plausible. The article that you sent about the every instance of time kind of already exists kind of thing, and
Mhm.
the perception of time is only a construct of the human mind. You have to choose one though. Like, that those are two, I think, opposing views unless you have another view of it.
No, I think they are because I I don't know. Unfortunately, I do think whether or not it exists like in the like the ethereal plane of existence, time exists in like this. And
The brain. Yeah.
yeah, so like we have to deal with time as something that we have to deal with. So like
Hmm.
there's no way out of it. Like we are time beings and we just have to deal with that time as a thing. Maybe when we unalive, right? Maybe when we
Hmm.
unalive, time becomes a non-existent part of our form because I feel like during we'll call them meditative sessions, I have experienced timelessness, where time is no longer a function of reality, and
Hmm.
it just doesn't matter anymore that, like, time is a thing. So, like, where it doesn't actually feel like you're moving forward at
Right,
all,
you're
but you're,
you're just only in the moment kind of
yeah,
thing.
like, there is no forward movement of anything. It's like
Yeah, you're
somehow it is moving
only
forward,
there's
but
only the current moment.
yeah, and it's like, but it's like
Yeah.
the current moment never progresses, but it does progress, but it doesn't have to do with time. Somehow it makes sense.
That makes sense to me right now. I'm not even.
Yeah, but like, so I could understand like if like maybe that's just because we've semi sort of experienced it that like not having time, to us isn't the weirdest thing, but like to other
Well,
people who
yeah.
have never like experienced like without time couldn't necessarily comprehend what that would be like.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think I was telling you this summer, like when I was on, I'd go for those bike rides, and
Mm-hmm.
the 2, 3 hours, 4 hours, just you and your thoughts.
Yeah, yeah,
And the biggest thing I would think about is like the future is actually like in my previous thought, like my brain would be like, oh yeah, so like in the future we'll be up there because we're traveling
yeah. Mm-hmm.
forward.
Yeah.
Like the future is never there. Like the future doesn't exist. You're only ever in the present. And so your imagination of like you traveling through space and time is only it's only an illusion of the mind. You
Right.
can never go to the past, you can never go to the future. You can only live in the present, and the present, like right now, like farming, I'm like, okay, so in a minute I'll be up there, but like that is not the future. The only future that exists is like a hallucination of the mind. Like I Like, what if, a stray rocket, lived in a war zone, came down, fucking killed me right now in my beautiful computer? I would never get there. Just that's not the future. The future is like an imaginary thing you project upon the things that you see.
Well,
So,
and we always joked about this, like, and this is more of a joke, but like you are also never in the present. You always only are ever in the past because by the time your brain processes it, that moment has already passed
mm,
you. So like, and that was always a joke of ours, right? Like, obviously that's just what present is like that slightly millisecond lag time, but truly by the time you experience the moment has already passed.
also, you as an existence, the closer you zoom into yourself, the more you realize you're just cells and neutrons, and beyond
Mm-hmm.
that,
Yeah.
smaller things that are actually mostly space. And so,
Yeah, there's more space in
do,
between you than there is actual matter.
yeah, yeah, do with that what you will.
Yeah, I don't
I
like
don't
that
know.
either.
I don't know what to do with it, but like it's like I know I exist as this form, but the closer you look at me, the less you would find of me. So I don't know.
Well, and so what's weird, and I think that this actually kind of wraps this all up back to what we were talking about. And I know people are going to be amazed that we're getting back to where we are, but
I
there's
love it.
actually
I'm amazed, honestly.
so. But what
Usually you go off on tangents, be like, "What the hell were we talking about?" I don't know.
but
Did
so
you hear about that crazy thing?
but so we were talking about Groundhog's Day. And so,
Oh, right,
what
right.
I always go back to is, and with that statement that you just said, like, how do you know? Like episode like in Midnight Gospel, right, where the guy keeps dying and he wakes up in the exact same location.
Oh,
How do
that's
you how do
yeah.
you know that bomb didn't go off, Jason, and that you
Mm-hmm.
died, but yet the judgers, right, the recyclers, they're actually called recyclers in
Mm-hmm.
some parts of religion and things like that. The people who the deciders, the ones who like decide whether or not you get to progress to the next stage of your being, go, nope, not yet, and shove you back into this universe. And you are on this
Mm.
constant loop of just being tortured until you actually get it right. And for whatever reason, we're just stuck here and you can't get it right. You know what I mean?
That's really good throwback,
Yeah.
both to what we were talking about and also that episode.
So,
Because
like,
my mind goes to Groundhog's Day, but like that's Groundhog's Day. Like
right.
it's a better version of Groundhog's Day, like
Yeah.
where you like have to earn
Yeah.
your potential to get to the next world, and like
Or
how do you know when you did it?
yeah, or even move forward from like that
Hmm.
moment where Groundhog's Day was just like this continuum, and yeah, you learn a little bit, but eventually you get to the next moment, and so then like really it's like you know
Like he also didn't really learn much. He just felt like he could just like do whatever he wanted, which is probably
why he kept getting
where I would end up.
recycled.
Where I'd be like, well, okay, well, shit doesn't matter. I just guess I'll just like rob the liquor store, tell them make me a grill. Um, I don't know why that lyric came to mind in that situation, but like I wouldn't rob a liquor store unless I knew I had like 1,000 infinite times.
But in the end, he actually does do good things. I mean, it wasn't he,
Mm-hmm.
like his final day, he
He's
is
Bill Murray.
doing
He's Bill Murray.
right.
He's a good dude.
Yeah, yeah. So like his good things were eventually what brought him because they helped her fall in love with him. Of course, it's a love story. People deal with it.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. You just gotta deal with the
it's
love
the
story.
80s. It's the 80s, 90s,
Uh, I'm
maybe
talking.
late 80s,
Yeah,
early
yeah,
90s.
yeah, 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 yeah. So
Good
obviously,
movie.
there was gonna be a love story involved, and
With
I, yeah, I guess
yeah.
I guess it's just funny because it's like really I think we all have experienced where like you just feel like you're being recycled and like you're being tested and so the dreams that do that too, probably it's like your brain is just like testing itself, can I survive this?
Well, the weirdest thing to me about dreams is that objectively there's not a difference between dreams and
Mm,
reality.
yeah, I don't like that because I already
You
have
know what I'm
trouble.
saying?
Dealing with like, and this is what gives me probably my most lot of anxiety is, I don't feel like the world. I have a lot of disassociation. I don't feel like the world feels real, and
Yeah.
so dreaming makes it confusing because sometimes you confuse what you dream about with the real world. I know I'm not a police detective, so I'm not like like that level of bad, but like could it be that the thought I had, like the happy thought I have, did I actually share that I thought I did in my dream, or did I not and I just think that I did? Because dreams can be like as
Well,
close as feeling of reality as what reality does.
well, I remember my because I used to have a lot of nightmares growing up.
Hmm.
Like apparently it was mostly about Power Rangers, like those little ninjas that came out of nowhere, the friggin' white dudes that like would
and
tumble and just like
and
flip
we
shit up.
learned at Summerfest one year that the Pink Ranger inside her pink costume was actually a guy.
So
So
apparently that's not. I don't know. I googled that and it I told my bowling team that, and they're like, "What the hell are you talking about?" And then we googled it. It didn't show up, so I don't know if that's actually true.
maybe it was just for certain stunts he did it. Maybe it wasn't all the
Maybe,
time and he was uncredited. I don't know.
but
Either way,
anyway,
I'm gonna believe it and I'm gonna spread the rumor because I think it's funny.
yeah, I'm still gonna spread that rumor. Yeah, but
Power Rangers
um,
popping out.
right, but no, my parents used to tell me that like, oh, dreams can't hurt you, like nothing, you can't feel anything in dreams. I'm like, no, but like I feel things in my dream, like things hurt things, I can feel things in my dreams,
Also, you
and
can feel sad or scared in your dreams because
or
I
like emotions, yeah,
yeah,
like
yeah.
feel like, but that's the boomer mentality. Like emotions aren't real. It's only burning, pain, like it's like
Yeah, only
okay, well my
physical pain.
emotional,
Only physical
yeah, but I
pain is
can
pain.
feel like physical pain in my dreams. Like
That doesn't sound
I
fun.
feel, and I'm like, well, that's just not true. That was not what the Power Rangers. The Power Ranger dudes never physically hurt me. But like I'm like I've been
Where did the Power Rangers
like when
touch
I
you, Jason?
yeah no like when I severed my spinal cord jumping off that thing thinking I was going to crowd surf. I never felt pain with that. I just felt misery, you know?
Hmm.
Like but I've had other dreams where I'm like I feel the hot touch of that flame or whatever it is, like
Sure.
very succinctly, like where I'm like, that's the pain my brain would tell me I feel if I was awake. So yeah, consciousness is it's a fickle being.
Well,
I don't think we know what it is.
I think the other thing too about dreams is that everything in your, like, how I perceive reality is a lot differently than how you perceive reality. So
Hmm.
like in a dream, it's just how you perceive reality. So there's no reason that a dream is not reality as much as reality is, since it's just your brain making it up. It's like how purple isn't a photon. So your brain makes up purple, so all of our brains have just made up purple as a color.
Yeah,
But
it's
like,
so
why
wild.
would that be contiguous amongst all of us if it's just our brain making it up? You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like, there's no way to prove that your brain made up purple the same way I did because it's not even a photon. It's just a made up
Well,
color in our brain.
we also don't know that your purple is the same as my purple.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, we can't prove that, especially since, like,
Hmm.
at least red, you can see, like, say, like, yes, I can't say that,
No,
like, what. No, no,
any
no.
color. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, like, I can't prove to you that my red is your red, but I can prove to you that red is this wavelength. But since the
Sure.
wavelength for
Hmm.
purple doesn't exist, except that it's like the opposite wavelength of green, like, it's just our brain making up something.
Hmm.
And that's like creepy that it's not a real color. But yet we all see this color.
But it's always the same color for me. Like
Yeah, it's always the same
when I
color
see
for me too.
purple, I'm like, that's purple.
But is it the same? But do we see anything close to similar as the same purple since our brain just has to fill in the
Yeah,
color? I would
that's what's
assume.
always interesting to me. Is like if the grass is green, but is my green the same as your green?
See, and I
We will literally never know.
I assume it's similar because of it being the same wavelength, and our brains probably similarly interpret the
I
wavelength.
do
And
assume so, but
right,
you
you
can
can't
never
prove that.
prove it.
Yeah, you can't
Hmm.
prove that. That's for sure. Yeah,
Yeah, the brain is a
weird thing.
I don't know. I've been so like the meditative practice, you know, the underlying thing is that the the plane, if you will, of consciousness is the thing that is receiving all the inputs that you see. So you or feel or experience, I don't know if you know what I'm saying. Like you're in meditative practice, your only constant is there's like a layer, if you will, that's the base or the ground of everything, and
Mm-hmm.
that's you experiencing everything that your brain tells you to experience. But I've recently kind of been like, okay, well, not questioning, just feel like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
like what if, like poking holes at things, like what if that's not true? And like what if your being wrapped up in thoughts is like the way that like your brain is meant to function? And I don't get very far with this argument because I'm like, like I feel better when I think about just letting everything happen versus getting wrapped up in thoughts.
Right.
But like being like feeling better isn't necessarily the answer. Like it doesn't necessarily mean that the way that you bring peace to yourself is the right way. That it could be that maybe your brain is just meant to give you a really shitty experience.
Sure. I
And
think
it's just like,
I think there's a lot of religions that believe that like total bliss doesn't bring you closer to whatever. You know, it takes actual. Sometimes it does. Like a life of pain could be considered a higher life than a life of comfort because you actually suffered,
yeah,
and so sometimes
yeah. See,
suffering is seen as a higher like form of living, I guess.
suicide bombers.
I Yeah, but that's a promise to something. That's I think a little bit different.
That's the same thing. You suffer now, you get virgins or whatever the hell
I
else,
mean, I would argue though that unaliving yourself like that is taking yourself out of pain much quicker, and
true.
you're not suffering.
And
Being alive is actually the suffering part. And a lot of people at work don't buy this, and a lot of people don't buy this, and in my work we deal with death and dying a lot, but we I always say like I'm always like Earth is hell when you die. If you're gonna go to heaven, if there is a heaven, whatever you believe heaven is, like this is the hell. And once you get through
mhm,
this, like I think why we have this notion, and whatever, I'm arguing for like a Christian notion, right? Like a lot of people are Christian
no,
in
not
America,
necessarily. No.
but yeah, maybe not.
Oh, yeah.
But either way, like I think like this is the hell, the separation from God, and so if why people have the notion that everybody goes to heaven is probably partly because we know once we get through this it has to be better somehow. It just can't be
Yeah.
this bad anymore.
Well, and that's what I love about uh, like meditation, Buddhism, that like the suffering of man is self done. Like you suffer in brain loops and you like just
Sure.
your 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 suffering is not of real things. It's about imagined thoughts and being like so brought into your perception of reality being real. But like the only thing that's ever real is like right now. Like I might worry tomorrow I get an email, but like I don't
Mm-hmm.
have that email yet.
Sure.
And I'm not suffering right now. I'm only suffering thinking about, and that's like the one thing I always think about, which is funny. You never think, like, you never control thinking something. You
Mm-hmm.
only control thinking about something.
Sure, sure, sure.
So like a thought pops into your head and you like, oh, I'm gonna think about that more.
Mm-hmm.
But you never initiated that thought. Like you never like, dude, fuck, did I leave the stove on?
Yeah,
Something just popped up into your head and you're like, oh my God, now I have anxiety about that.
yeah. Like when
Or
I'm
like,
laying in bed and I'm like, did I let my dog in from outside or did I just leave
yeah,
them out there?
I haven't seen my cats in a couple minutes. I like gone. Like I don't think that. Whatever the hell's going on up here thinks that. And that's like that. I don't know if I vibed to it for you, but it was it's a song that is like I don't even think of a thought, I just think about it.
Mm.
And I'm like, dude,
Mm-hmm.
that's such a good lyric. Like
That is a good lyric.
you never think a thought, you just think about the thought that just came into your head, and then you can choose to like ruin on it or,
Yeah.
move on.
No,
But
that's actually a very valid thought,
yeah.
but not because you don't
And
think a
also
thought.
that
You
same
just
song says, what was it? I don't need to see the lanes if I'm just vibing. So, it's hit or miss about like adaptability into your life. There's like some good advice. There's some
yeah. There's some
probably watch where
shoddy
you're
advice,
driving.
but yeah, yeah.
Watch where you're driving.
I will say that we very much promote not vibing and driving. That is
Yeah,
very
make sure
illegal.
you're following the lane. Yeah, we're here to promote safety. Buckle
Yeah.
your seatbelts. Follow roadways.
Your
But
flight attendant
I'm
will
gonna
be
go.
around to check your seatbelt to make sure it's fastened correctly, and
Yes.
you will then be cleared for takeoff. But before that,
Yeah. I'm gonna go grab a drink real quick and
yes, that is fine because what I think we should do when you get back is because I'll be done doing
mhm,
this field. I think we should go deliver the honey and eggs and just check out some
mm,
costage, see what we
yeah,
get,
love
even
it.
if they're not
Love
full
it.
yet. But just to see.
Yeah, no, see what we get.
It will
Yeah,
be a
hell yeah.
good end to the. It will
To
be a
the
good
zoo tube.
for the ZooTube videos. So yeah,
Yes.
go get your
Yes.
drink, and when you come back, I'll have this plowed, and I'll be ready with the eggy boys and the and the.
Plow it, baby.
All
Plow it so
right,
hard.
I will
Oh my
plow.
God. Yeah, you're gonna plow it so good. Oh my God, I can already feel you plowing it.
I am plowing it. Thank you.
You're welcome for that.
Go get your drink. All right, yeah. I will say that one of the things that he was kind of talking about, one of the things that like Midnight Gospel also from I think the episode before that. This is kind of our Midnight Gospel episode, I guess. If you haven't watched it, watch it. It's actually it. I would say it probably changed how I viewed the world in a very positive way. The last episode where it's about him talking to his mom right before she dies is honestly one of the best episodes of any TV show I've ever watched in my life. It was amazing. He's, like she does a meditation during it too where like, it's the one where you kind of like uh it's a what is that? I can't think of what the exact word is, but you feel all the different parts of your body like and then you try to like help that meditate for you. Body scan, they do a body scan in it. But what Jason was basically talking about was my probably my favorite line from whoever the guest was in this episode says, give in to hopelessness and that's when you'll finally be happy. And a lot of people laugh when they hear that because they're like, why would giving into hopelessness have anything to do with like helping you not have anxiety, helping you not have depression? But like kind of what Jason was talking about, where your brain is going to come up with these thoughts, and it's what you do with the thoughts that matters most. And if you just understand that your brain is creating these dumb thoughts, and you don't give in to those thoughts, and you just go, I'm helpless in most situations. It is my brain that's going to do this and nothing else. Or like in like a political climate, no matter what side you're on, if you don't like the other side, but understanding that you can either one go out and do something, which would be fine. You can do that. Or if you're not going to do that, just understand that it is not you who's going to control the outcome. So you might as well just understand that you're just going to have to see what's going to happen. And if you're not willing to let it, kind of just see, then you're just going to be anxious about it. And so giving into hopelessness, I think, is actually a really, really great thing. But I think a lot of people think it's a crazy way to think about life. But I really think it's actually probably one of the better ways to think, because you do have to understand that most things, the volcano erupting, the hurricane coming, the tornado coming, sure, there's some things you can do to make yourself better, but worrying about it 24/7 is not going to make you any less anxious. It's probably just all it's going to do is increase your anxiety. So, I mean, that's why I honestly thought it was one of the best ways to think about, like, kind of controlling anxiety and your fear of like what might happen to someone.
What's
Really
gonna
though,
happen, Hoagie? Oh
nothing.
my
I
god.
was talking about how people need to give in to hopelessness, because that's kind of what you were
Hmm.
talking about, was literally just the give in to hopelessness on like from the Midnight Gospel episode, since we've been talking about them today.
Yeah.
Do you want to drive this? I've already you
No,
do.
I want.
No, no,
I've
no,
already
no. You're,
delivered.
but it's your turn. You'll do the honey.
No, I've already delivered honey in my my
Yeah,
single player.
but you did the honey here, so it's you deliver the honey. I'll do
Okay.
the eggs, is what I'll do.
Okay.
So I'll just meet you there, because we're going to the farmers market, correct?
I think so. Check the. Can you check the prices real quick?
Let's see.
And distances.
Let's see prices. Hune. I need some hune. H.
Ooh, Hune. What's your?
Well, what month are
Oh,
we in?
that reminds me of a weird dream last night.
This is
How was
actually a
that?
bad month, but it doesn't matter. We're gonna do it
No, I did
anyways.
that. I did that too. On my single player farm, I was like, well, this is terrible timing, but
Yeah.
I don't care. I want to make money right now, and I'm gonna make money right now.
Same with me. Um,
Where do I go?
where does it say farmers market? You're good to go there.
Okay.
It's about as good as
That,
any place else. It's a little bit less than the supermarket, but we'll just go to the
is it
farmers market.
close?
Yeah, the farmers supermarket's very far away. The farmers market's pretty close.
Where's the
So,
farmers market at?
where
Um.
I am
Oh wait.
on the map. If you look on the map, it's where I am. It's like southwest. If you go through the parking lot where we buy stuff, if you just drive straight through that parking lot,
Oh, I see you. Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
then
Yep.
you're
I
good.
know that road. That's where I thought I lost all the
Hey,
Mm-hmm.
but it's for horses. I'm gonna go back on the roof to wait for you.
Please do.
What's
Please find a way. I'm gonna kill a pedestrian.
I don't know how to hurt
Wait,
pedestrians.
we still have a traffic jam from the hay?
Yes, dude.
No
Our
way.
traffic jams
No
are
way.
so good.
Dude, we're so good at traffic jams.
I'm such a good traffic jammer.
Like, they
Wait,
still don't even know how to drive around a few bales of hay.
what
That's
is
insane.
zup zup zup? I need to know. I'm gonna run across this field while I'm waiting for you.
Oh, you got someone in the chat. Zub, zub, zub.
No, it's a building. It says zup zup zup.
Oh, I went the wrong way.
Are you?
It's a good thing that they're still waiting for me because they don't know how to cross
Yeah, I literally gave you
the
the
bale of
best
hay.
directions. Go through the place.
I wasn't fully listening, to be fair.
Uh,
Um,
you could work on that.
who though? Who can work on that? Me?
Um,
I don't. I don't exist.
in this building, I think they used uh AI to create the sign. It says Tradition Zuppy.
I see it.
Tradition
What the
Zuppy.
hell? Yeah, that
Tradition.
looks like AI.
Yeah. It looks like something
Looks
AI
pretty
would.
cool though. Looks pretty
It
cool.
does.
It looks. Look, it makes sense if you just don't think about it.
Oh, it's where we repair our stuff. It looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Oh, is it too?
Yeah. Maybe.
Because you can repair your stuff at the machinery. There's like another.
Oh, this is a soup factory. I don't know, dude. Meth is hell of a drug.
Wait, so it's a soup factory repair place farmer's
It
market?
had the little. It had the.
All in one stop. I guess it's a small town. It's a small town. I get
all in
it.
one stop. It had the little.
Okay, it's not taking it there.
Yeah, you gotta drop it off though.
Oh, I thought it would just like rob it.
No. You gotta
'Cause
drop
that's what
her
it
off.
does in. That's what it does in the semi.
Put her down. Drop her off. I bet she takes her then. Good angle. Yes, 1,103.
100.
That's pretty
okay.
good.
I mean, that was only $1,000 for doing nothing, and only after like what? Like
Yeah, 2 days, 2 months,
yeah.
and we don't even have
Very
that many
good.
bees.
No, you can build more bees. We could build a bee empire.
You can always build more bees.
You want to drive back, and I'll try to ride
Sure.
up front. Okay,
Did
hold
you
me.
turn- did
Hold me.
you
Hold
turn-
on. Hold on.
Did you turn
Okay, I'm
around by
standing right
chance?
here. Oh, this is so cool. Yes, I think so. Oh, damn it.
Aw, this is not fun.
Lame. Okay, let me try. Oh wow, I'm tall. Okay, go for it.
All right, let's
Okay, I
see.
gotta go straight. Yes. Oh, damn it.
Hold on. I have an idea. You tell me when you're ready.
Okay, I'm ready.
We're so cool.
I am Rose at the front of the Titanic right now. Like, spread your wings, bro.
Will go on.
All right, I got it now. Got it.
across
We're running. We're running. We're on
the
top.
I'm gonna make it trickier. Level 4. Bum 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 bum. Whoa! Those are some hops, dude.
Dude, I know. Who can? What dude can jump that high? Just from the
And
top
not-
of a moving bobcat.
And not smash his like. All right, goodbye.
Yeah, no, you. I can run faster than you.
I don't think you can.
No, I can.
No, I don't think you can. I'm so
Just the,
fast right now.
I also don't exhaust. I have.
We're
no,
heading the wrong way.
No, we're not.
No, these hay bales are fake ones. Why I had to say it right by the hay bales? Ugh.
See, I don't tire. I can sprint like this forever.
Dude,
'Cause
this is the
I
most
got farmer
ridiculous
blood,
thing I've
baby.
ever seen in my life, that you can run faster than a forklift. I guess I could probably run faster than a forklift too, but I would tire.
Mm-hmm. Especially as myself.
Can can we block the pedestrians from being able to walk? Like, can we set up
Well,
some
that'd
hay
be
bales
fun.
and mess with them?
Ooh, you got like a dozen. You got like a baker's. No, baker's dozen. Is that 144? Or what's a baker's dozen?
13.
Okay, well you've got. Weird that the chickens are walking on rhythm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 7. So you get 35 times 5. It's worth bringing in. Let's see. What are the prices? Eggs.
They're good. This is the best time to bring in eggs, it looked like.
Heck yeah. Yeah, it's pretty good. Best in November, but
Whatever.
yeah, no, we're here to make money.
We're gonna make money, not make the best money.
Farmers markets definitely. Well, the bakery. No, the bakery is the best place.
I got 119 eggs, it says.
Go to the bakery.
Where is the bakery?
I will transport there.
Okay. Let me see.
I'm here.
Oh, okay. Big road, take a right. Got it.
What's in here? Buy building for. Oh no! Don't do that.
Or do it.
We don't have that. $150,000 that we don't have.
Yeah, and I don't really feel
I,
like we should be taking
I
on
just
that debt.
visit. I just want to buy some bread, bro. I don't want to buy $150,000 worth of.
Yeah, what happens if we want to feed our chickies some bread? Come on, let us get on some bread. Chickie. Why are there so many white cars in this city, though?
Yeah, it seems pretty racist.
Yeah,
Okay, maybe I can jump on top of the fence and then onto the
what was that song? I think it was called.
chickadee chicken.
No. The one where I think it. What is it called?
Oh, I can jump.
Sidewalks. And he's like,
Oh, I
like he's,
did it!
oh, I'm excited to
I
see what you
did
did.
it!
I refuse
I
to look
did
at
it!
your stream because I want to see what you did with
Oh,
my own
getting
eyes.
clapped. That's getting clapped.
Nice.
Cool thing about my stream deck is I can just like push clip and then I can go back to it later.
Yeah, that is cool. I wish I
Um,
had abilities like you.
yeah, you just have to spend US dollars. Fortunately, probably, arguably, I've never told my family how much I spent on it, but so far the value is not there, but the intrinsic value of my joy is definitely there.
That's
Like that's
so.
all that matters.
Let's circle back again because I think that probably matters more than the monetary
Mhm.
value.
It's true. I get a lot of joy from the sounds I can do and the potential that I have.
Yeah, yeah. I agree.
Which way are you coming from? Oh wait, hold on. Okay, you're
I'm
coming
almost by
from
you.
this way. I,
Yes.
s- I see you.
I'm almost there at my 11 miles per
I
hour,
see
where
you. I
apparently
see
you
you.
sprint
I
at
see you.
15. So,
I'm an Olympic athlete, so you're just gonna have to get used
well,
to
you
that.
must be
I do
because,
just pass you.
yeah,
Good dick.
he wasn't nice. Let's put it that way. He wasn't very nice. He wasn't a nice guy.
Do you
He,
see me?
yes, that's insanity.
So you can jump on top of fences if you do it just right,
Oh,
and then you can sprint on top of the fence and then jump from there.
that's kind of
I wonder if
cool.
you can die.
I, maybe.
Nope.
Where do I put stuff?
Right there.
It doesn't have a little drop-off thing.
No, it does. I saw it.
Oh gosh. Nope.
No, maybe over here. Yeah, no, sorry, right here. Right here.
Are you sure this time?
Yeah, no, this is where I saw the thing. This you'll see the thing too. It's got a little like unloading thing.
Yeah.
That's where you do the
I'm
thing.
just saying, are you sure this time, though?
I'm not 100% sure. I'm like 98% sure.
All right, I'm coming. Yeah, this is 100% it.
98.
No, I got 150 on this.
I'm still 98%.
Okay. Look at the cost. Look at the money. Oops, wrong thing. Oops, wrong thing. All right. Hey, go down. Go down. No, there. No. 396 for 119 eggs.
Come.
I mean, I've heard it worse.
Pretty good. It's pretty good.
Well, anyways, thank you for joining. We made some big money, plowed some fields, and I have a lot of existential crisis now after this. My name is Hokey039. You can follow me on twitch.tv/Hokey039. I'm going to go cry myself to sleep.
And I am semi-trivial pursuits, and I'm probably gonna do the same thing. What is life? What's love got to do? Got to do with it? And
Oh.
what's life got to do with it? Who knows?
Yeah.
You know, dreams are not that different from reality. So yeah, we'll catch you here next time.
See ya.
Maybe if this is the same reality, we'll see. Bye.
Bye.